Welcome back, everybody, to our coverage here of BullShooter Europe. We are live in a great morning session or afternoon session if you're watching from the international area. But we have a great matchup here. This is the last round of the round robin here for the national teams event. This is a big moment here as we got two very competitive teams taking it on the dartboard. We got Team Spain and Team USA. Team made up of, and again, forgive me in advance for the pronunciations, David Ruiz Batista, Javier Monrero Barroso, Maria Carmen Evora here, Martin Marty Santa Maria, Ricardo Fernandez Caballo, excuse me. I almost got through that pretty good. And Team USA, consisting of Brandon Kessler, George Daniels, Lucas Brandt, Melissa Dahlmeyer, excuse me, Nick West, and Tanya Bishop. This is going to be a good matchup here. And here's where we're at in this round robin specifically. Tail of the tape on the situation. Team Spain currently looking phenomenal in their round robin. They had a 2-1 win over France and a 3-0 win over Belgium. And then they just took a loss to Norway. Norway's the only team who has not lost yet. They won 2-1, 2-1, and 2-1 so far in their round robin. So this is what needs to happen for Team USA. They need to win this, and they need to win this strong. 2-1 might not be enough. 3-0 might not be enough. But no matter what, if Team USA wants to have a chance of advancing, they need to win this matchup, and they need Norway to beat France, which is currently going on as well in this room. So that's the situation. That's the tail of the tape, and that's what you guys need to know going into this, okay? Now, of course, if you're Team Spain, a win here locks you in. So that's a big thing to recognize here as well. A win and in is a pretty big spot here. You can see by the format here, it is 4 players, 2 on each a score line. Lady must start for each country here. So Team USA, Team Spain duking it out. And again, every leg matters. 3 legs to be played in this format. If you're Team USA, if you're Team Spain, win and in should be mathematically locked in for them. Of course, Team Spain has a little bit of a home field advantage. We saw them have a little bit of home field advantage last year, but that doesn't make up for the fact that a lot of these players already traveled, time adjusted, and settled in. And there's going to be a big factor of the fact that it's really just about who gels the best. And I talk about this at NDA Team Dart, but I feel like these international teams have such a natural chemistry when they play together. As George Daniels finds a hat trick there, looks annoyed that he hit all 3 darts because that's the George Daniels way. But that's what makes them so tough and so strong. And so the Team USA, if they want to get through this, need to play as a team from here on out. And not saying that they haven't, for the record. I've not had a chance to watch any of their matches. This is just one of those notes I always learn from those international players is the way that they treat teams is like a proper team. Brandon Kessler at 286, excuse me, needs to bring this down. Needs to try to make sure that 111 gets a shot. 2 bulls helps the cause quite a lot. Also leaves a potential finish. Now, of course, they're playing for the freeze. You can see the team talking the math a little bit on the side there. Already seeing a lot of love for Team USA. I know a lot of people on the BullShooter Europe page probably cheering for Team Spain right now. And of course, we have 3 round robin groups. So this is just the last round of the round robin. We wanted to highlight this, and then we're going to go into the knockout round to see who will be the national team's champion. $111 does get the shot. Nick West, the man with darts in hands, can't take it now after that first start. Oh, and this is unfortunate. Absolutely just gets away from him there. And this could be very costly. Now, the 167 can't get frozen. It's up to the 97 to get taken out, though, from Spain. 2 darts at double top. It is double out, folks. If you're going to miss, that's not a bad one. Down to the 19 and just low on the wire. Looked like it might have gone. This would be a big shot here, but if 167 goes, we'll be able to hear Spain from here. Here being Florida, that's where I am. Can't go now, so just going to recollect. Focus on getting low because the 83 needs to have a chance. And that might not be low enough. One bull here would be enough to freeze. Yeah, and the freeze is on. George Daniels did not pack a coat as it is sunny out there in Spain. And yes, they can bowl out for the record. So typically leaving 50 would be good. Not in as much in this scenario, just because then you can see he tries to bring it down even more, just knowing this given situation. But the 167 that was shot up by Team USA absolutely could have gone on the bull. It's a good question to ask. Marty. He's having trouble. Misses all three. 121 has a chance. Brandon Kessler can potentially save the Americans' dreams right here. Brandon Kessler with no hat's always so suspect. Oh, and unfortunately just can't go after the first. Dropping his darts low. Grabs the bull on the last. Now 48 gets an opportunity. More than likely did get low enough, unless the 48 gets left at 4 to be able to give 42 a chance. But you don't expect Carlos to miss. And he doesn't. Does nail it there. That's going to be a 1-0 advantage. Team USA in a little bit of trouble now. They really need that 3-0. At a 2-1, they still might have an outside chance to get into the playoffs. But it is a must-win leg now for Team USA, and they still play all three. But that also still requires Norway being France, because right now the front runners in this group looks to be Norway and Spain, with France closely behind Spain. So Spain and France losing would give USA an opportunity. It also goes to mention that Belgium is in this group. They are mathematically eliminated. They've lost all their matches thus far and then into the bye. So Belgium has been eliminated from this group. Still a rally cry from the Americans. They currently right now have in total 2 points on the board. So a win here. And again, France would need to lose to a 3-0 from Norway, regardless of what would happen. If USA wins this, if they would have won at 3-0, that would have given them 5 points on the board, which would have France currently sitting at 4 points right now. So this is a tough position to find yourself in. And it's tough knowing that. And I don't know how aware these players are of the math. This is on CompuSport. I'll go ahead and drop the link in chat so you guys can follow along, because there is a couple other pods as well, which we will talk about after this match. But the hard part is just, if you look at the math, sometimes it helps knowing what you need to do, and sometimes it can eat at you alive. It can be something that weighs heavy on your mind and puts more pressure than you need to. It doesn't mean that they should stop now. So far, Team USA doing a good job of staying out in front. Martin does find a bull on the last. Keeps the score line within range. Nick West going to need to try to find a big collect right here. He's normally good at finding hat tricks at a time like this. Until I say it out loud, it's a low ton. Still, things remain close. It's too hard to find the breakaway in this moment. There, only 45 points gives an opportunity for Team Spain to try to pull ahead or at least get things chalk on the A scoreline. Looking for 2 bulls on the turn. In a format like this, getting in and finding those 2 bulls, those are what you typically are looking for in moments like this. Still 1 bull, a couple decent fallouts, keeps things close upstairs. George Daniels trying to make up for lost distance now on the bottom side. Oh, good hat trick there. Of course, rocking the red, white, blue flights. Gotta shout that out. .303. It's going to be fairly close behind, but advantage still to the team going first. In this case, Team USA. Brandon Kessler finds a solid loads on there. Leaves the first look at a check out the 138. Not the most ideal check, but pretty much the best you're going to get in that situation with 2 bulls. And Martin Marty not going to be able to leave a finish. Does exist. Very interesting now on the A score line. You have to remember, with 2 players per score line, yes, you are a 4-man team, and yes, you have to worry about the freeze, but you're really worried about just making sure you keep the pressure on your opponents and off the person sharing it on your score line. So Nick and George working together quite well on the bottom side. Tanya and Brandon doing quite well on the top side. That's a good hat trick to put some pressure on this. 138 needs to at least get brought down. 169 is not a check, so you don't have to take this here, but you need to find a couple bulls so you don't accidentally freeze. What a shot. Tanya hits the 138. Good shot there from Tanya Bishop. What a shot there for the American crowd to keep the dreams just barely twinkling, barely alive right now. Wishing for nothing more than Norway to 3-0 France at this moment. Outside on the diddle. And I think that's by 1 for the Spaniards. Here we go. We got one more leg of action here into this round robin. After that, we'll go through. Excuse me, Tanya took the took my voice there for a second. I think I'm starting to lose it again. The big checkout. After this leg will finish, we'll go ahead and look at the round robin pods. We'll look at where everything's at. 2 teams advance per pod. So we're going to see if there's anybody else locked in across the other ones and kind of go through the information. And then we'll go right into the semis and then finals of the knockout round. Double in. It's all about getting in. Hits the 16 on the first. And a bull. Almost hits another. She's on fire right now, folks. Getting a good separation early on the top side scoreline. Oh, but look at that fiery response. 140 on the end. Spain wants this because, again, they know if they win this league, there's no math, there's no playoffs, there's no tiebreakers. They don't have to worry about that. They win this. There's no other way to really define this other than a total win for them. They're currently at 5. They were at 5 wins. I have a 6-1 right here so far, which would mean currently that would have them tied with Norway without knowing their match results. Put them in front of France and in front of USA and Belgium. Norway is currently 1-0 over France right now. So again, the USA dreams of the 3-0 still come into play. They still have to win this leg, though. They can't worry about Norway yet. That's why I love round robin play, folks. As Brandon Kessler hits a 103. You can see with that hat trick hit by Spain, this is a close race to the finish line here. Is the difference coming down to the diddle? A little bit of a bad transfer on that dart from Nick. Doesn't seem to bother him, though. Finds a hat trick there. I always love, though, the teams from Spain and a lot of our European teams a lot more loud with their celebrations on the big hits. And then you kind of see Nick over there, just a small little finger point. But I think right now, just trying to stay in the moment as much as he can. He hit a really good in on the last visit. She hit a really big checkout on the visit before that. She is finding everything she's aiming at. Last one got away from her, but that's still a great load time in this moment. 188, well in front of the 309. This is pressure. Saw the celebration up to the 140 end. Going to try to leave a finish. It does hit a hat trick there. Gives a little bit of stuff on it as well. First one out of finish will be Team Spain, but a freeze could potentially come into play. George Daniels needs to try to follow that hat trick with one of his own. First ball's top and high. Yeah, you got to be careful. I think it was a little bit of a visual blocker. Underthrew that dart, but does correct on the last. And Marty knows there's some pressure on his shoulders right now. Can he guarantee there's no freeze in play? A hat trick will nearly suffice. He's been struggling a little bit. He's had struggles when he visited the States recently. Needs to get a low time, I believe. Should freeze. It should freeze. And that guarantees it. 125 doesn't even get a chance. The Americans are rallying in this moment. Gets all the way down to 60. 137 has a chance now for Nick West, who says, man, even if I do take this, it won't be as cool as Tanya's 138. It's down to 60 as well. 226 has to leave a finish here for Team Spain if they want to have a chance to still be able to win the leg. It will be at a finish. Great hat trick there. A rally cry from Spain, but only if the 38 doesn't go. We've seen Tanya hit this double once. Can she hit this double again? Doesn't go. And with a 79 combined, that means 60 from Spain has a chance. It needed to be brought down a little bit lower. It needed to be a little bit less. It needed to be to 15 or less. Oh, no. This is the man that's been hitting. This is the man that wants to take Spain into the knockout rounds. Well, that's a happy accident. Was trying to go 10 for Bull. Could have hit a lot of other stuff over there, but hit the double 10. Shows you the nerves of the moment. Team Spain to take the wind out of the sails from Team USA. It goes high. Will it go in? It does go in. Team Spain locks in their chance to go to the knockout round, and Team USA knows that their chance of moving on is now gone. Unfortunate exit for them over there. You can see a little bit of deflation. They're giving some love, but Javi was the man. Javi has been getting it done. George is going to show that he would have hit the 60 anyways. Oh, he goes high in the double. Maybe that's a rally cry right there. Oh, unfortunate heartbreak there for US. Tanya with her big checkouts. And then, unfortunately, with the miss at the very end of that last leg. So let's take a moment here. Let's go ahead and talk. Let's talk about all the different possibilities of what's left here and what's going on with these players. You can kind of see everyone looking around. You can see George still at the board. Vamos España, though, as they continue to move on. You guys won't be able to see the bracket, but I'm going to go through it real quick and kind of talk to you guys about where everybody's at. So looking at the pod that we just looked at, round robin 2, we're just going to talk about which teams are guaranteed in. Norway should be a lock now, and Spain should be the other lock. Even if France comes back to win, it won't be enough now as Spain cemented their lead over France, Norway over Spain. So therefore, Norway and Spain should be moving on from this round robin. If my math's correct, I'm not the expert. I'm not a tournament director. Keep that in mind, folks. Looking at round robin number 1, this round robin group consists of Germany, Poland, Netherlands, Denmark, and Switzerland. Germany is mathematically eliminated, has not won any of their matches yet. Currently, the only team going perfect in that group was Team Netherlands. They've won every match and currently playing against Team Germany in this moment. And then right behind them, hotly contested match. But as long as Poland gets at least one leg here, should be moving on. So it should be Netherlands and Poland moving out from round robin at number 1 group. And then the group 3, looks like there might not actually be a group 3. I think that's actually there on Copy Sport by mistake. So yeah, just those teams in the mix there should be pretty much then done. They're going to, of course, finish playing out those round robins and, of course, do the exact math. I'm not a tournament director. I don't know what I'm talking about, folks. George Janos has not left the board. Danny Baggish in the chat saying, gotta be aggressive with the first start. Hitting a 19 first start is a good thing. I have to agree with you there, Danny. Again, if she got to 15 or less, it would have froze. So 19 in the first start means that then after that, you can even bring it down all the way to 8 to be able to set up. So USA should be knocked out, unfortunately. And again, they still needed to not only win that match, they really need to win it 3-0. And they still would have needed Norway to beat France 3-0, which they're currently 1-0 up. So yeah, that does knock out USA. That does guarantee Spain. And that means that Norway and Spain should be moving on from this group. So coming up next year on our main stages, these last couple of matches are going to be reporting in the results here pretty quickly. It's going to be the knockout rounds, which is going to be the 2 semifinals. I believe we'll get one of the 2. And then we'll get one of the finals. But yeah, that is it. We just got the tail end of that round robin just because of the timing. You have to remember here, especially for my friends in the USA, that it's already 10 p.m. over there and they still have other events going on. So they're running a little bit behind, and we tried to get as much as we could. And when I was like, we're not going to miss Team USA altogether. We're going to get them at least once. And so we got them in the last round of the round robin there. But folks, I'm Nick Sure on the mic. We're going to stay live here and we will be back. Keep your notification bell on. We're going to be live streaming all event long for that semis and finals of the Nations team event. Don't go far, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to our coverage here of BullShooter Europe 2025. We are now into the knockout round here of our national teams. My name is Nick Shearer. Coverage of this one, as it has been an absolute pleasure bringing you guys coverage of these amazing matches as they've been playing out on the main stage here. This is important, right? This is 2 semifinals and 1 final. You are so close, as this man is always so tall. I have to always adjust. Sorry there as I get everything settled in the background. But let's just talk about it as it is. There's 4 teams left. 1 team gets the grand prize of the trip to Chicago to play in the international teams event here in the Chicago World Challenge of Champions. So to be this close, to be fighting along, there's a lot on the line for these teams. This is one of 2 semifinals we're going to be covering, and then we'll be getting the finals as well. As this is Team Poland taking on Team Norway. Taking a look at our teams here as they continue to fight along. By the way, it does switch to a best of 5. But looking at our teams here, who comprises what? Well, Team Norway is going to be Kåre Decker, Iron Brydal Sagan, Regina David, Rune Eichberg, Thor Helmer Johansson, and Vibjorn Björk. And if I pronounce this wrong, what'd you expect? And on the other hand here for Team Poland, Iwa Janowicz, Joanna Kabałowicz, Krzysztof Lauer, Lukas Rabek, Tomasz Milowski, and Wojciech Pasinki. I butchered that. I'm so sorry. I'm not even going to act like I did that good. Jeremiah Millard, don't tell anybody that I did that because there's not enough people here that I can maybe get away with it. I definitely did better on the Norway names than the Polish names. Those Polska names are very tough. But yeah, this is going to be a good matchup. And there's some very interesting talents that we've seen here. We've seen Kåre Decker do some serious damage on the live stream yesterday. He did very, very well. And we saw him do well this morning in our doubles 01 event. Jeremiah Millar, I could say it fast once, let alone 3 times fast. Give me some credit here. I mean, I'm better than Will Stewart at pronouncing things. That's a low bar. You can see the crowd building behind these players. Again, the Team USA, we kind of saw there a little bit of heartbreak towards the tail end of their run. Not to harp on them too much, as we will talk more about this match here in a second. But the grand prize is to get a trip to Chicago. If you're Team USA, you're like, well, we've been there before. So there's a lot on the line. You can see the all the different audience of the people there cheering on these wonderful players. Let's see who gets the breakaway there. As that's a good shot from Poland. Finds a hat trick. Johansson can go ahead and bring this back into range, though. Continue to pile on the pressure. Stays for the hat. Doesn't quite get it, but not a bad fallout here in this fat bull double out, double in format. You can bull out. Important to remember. We got a lot of people cheering for Norway. We got some people cheering for Poland as well. Again, after this will be Netherlands versus Spain, and then the winner of these 2 matches will play against each other in the finals. Currently, trouble for Norway as they are having the scoreline kind of get out of whack. 90's more likely going to get frozen at this rate. 199 is the target line, so 198 or less here. And the freeze is on. 90 won't get a chance. Meaning right now, that's a great shot from Poland. Looking likely to take leg number 1 here in this best of 5. Team Poland, by the way, they lost to Team Netherlands in a 2-1 loss, but then had a 3-0 win over Switzerland, 3-0 over Germany, and a 2-1 win over Denmark in their run. On the other side here, Norway, after their first round bye, 2-1 win over Belgium, 2-1 win over USA, 2-1 win over Spain, and a 3-0 win over France. So both strong records for both of these teams. 80 wants the shot here. 12 for bull should be the look. I do like that they're checking with the partners in this instance because it's a little bit of a different format with being able to use the bull. But here it comes. There it goes. Look at that celebration too. Polskas get leg number 1. Norway going to have to fight back in leg number 2. First to 3 legs, best of 5, folks. That's a little bit of trouble for Norway. They're failed to get in. Poland not having the same struggles. Does find a double and a bull. That's your ideal in. Find a double, find 1 bull. If you can do that, you're going to be great. Decker going to try to make up for some lost ground. He loves that double 18. He hits it almost every time as well. Very talented player. Great 1-3-6 in. All loads on there. This is a good back and forth battle so far. Look at the frustration starting to show, though, from Norway. They did not face any struggles in their round robin play. Again, only having a couple of last leg deciders, but winning all of their matches. Good 132 shot. This is a back and forth battle. Still favoring right now the Norse team, but they need to be careful about this 404 scoreline. Solid scoring visit there does help the cause. What does Poland have in store? Can they get to a finish first? One more bull would have helped out quite a lot, but still a good shot. It's so hard when you throw and there's 7 other people that throw before you get a chance again. So you're able to stay hot and warmed up. It's easy to overamp yourself before you get to the hockey. So many things can go wrong. This core only finds 1 bull in this moment. That feels like a gift. The Polish team here can do some damage at this 369 getting brought on down. Good 2 bulls shot there. Does still help Team Norway put the pressure on. This could be a big moment. First look at a finish could get set up. Little looks like a fly might have gotten in the way here. That's the reset. Does get to that first look at a finish with the 139. Now, this is an interesting moment, though, because the Norse team can really put some pressure on for a potential freeze if a hat trick's hit in this position. Look at the B scoreline for Poland. It's sitting back there. That's a great hat trick. Right now, 289 points combined. He's just 265. Needs to get brought down. You need a minimum 2 bulls, but realistically, you need a hat trick to try to take the danger out for the 139 to have a chance. Oh, this is a good shot, though. It is a great shot, even. 45 points is the target line here for 219, so you need to get to 44 or less to be able to freeze. There's no way to do that on the bulls, so 139 will get a chance. That's a huge last start, though, on the bull. It was needed to make sure the freeze play accidentally happens. That guarantees that 139 cannot freeze. It has to get taken out, or 70 will have a chance. Sitting at 62, so now 70 has an opportunity. And it does go. Good shot there. It's 1-1 in this battle. And Norway seems to have quite the crowd back there. You can look at all of them cheering. The Polish friends just trying to stay over to the side. Don't blame them. But there, the Polish team does not struggle to get in. Does find that first start with some success. Not able to find the bull after. This is quite the battle. It looks like they are singing and chanting back there. I wish we had a microphone on these players right now. I want to hear how loud it is right there. You're the Polish team. I wonder if it's helping or hurting the cause. If I'm the one of the Polish members right now, I am getting fired up. I'm going to make that crowd eat their anthem if I was them. But it's easy to also start pushing a little hard because of all the nonsense going on behind. And I say nonsense lightly. Of course, we're here to have fun. Cheer for your teams. Have fun in the crowd. I love every bit of it. Doesn't seem to have made it too big of a difference so far, though. He's looking close early on in this leg. Hat trick follows hat trick. Poland set out the tone, but Norway follows it right back. It's they're having some fun out there. Gary Thaxton previously has played on Team USA, commenting here. It's incredibly loud, even louder in the finals. Yeah, I could imagine. It definitely is a rowdy bunch, it seems. But that's a cool playing experience. I mean, it shows that, yes, there's players in the room, but there's also a lot of fans. Now, the goal is, again, to get them cheering for you. And no whistling. None of that PDC whistling nonsense. A little bit of pressure getting put on the Polish team right now. You can see certain signs that are starting to point towards Norway, and maybe it is the crowd support that's making the difference in this moment. Oh, look at this shot. Almost finds a hat trick, and you can see the crowd. They're so invested, and that is the first look at a finish because you can bull out in this format. 164, great leave. Cord Decker does do a good job of setting up as well, getting to the 148. Norway looking likely to potentially break the throw here. Team Poland needs to try to settle into place. They did so good and winning that first leg, but all of a sudden, the Norse won one leg and they haven't stopped cheering since. Good hat trick there from the Polish contingent. I can't imagine. I really wish we had a mic on this crowd right now. $76-62. The outs are set up, but the Polish team needs to find a big shot here. Oh, and the freeze more likely not going to be on. Can't be on now. Still got to make sure to freeze the 62. $173 combined means 62 gets a shot. You can see all of a sudden a little bit of a gasp in the crowd. They know 62 is eligible to go. Oh, but missed the big number 3 for Bull. Bullseye. Oh, and it's one hole out. Can't believe it. Look at that shot. Poland in despair, though. Can Norway capitalize on this opportunity? Bull for 38 for a 2-1 lead. Not going to happen now. But does tee it up to 16. 155. Be a heck of a shot. Be a heck of a shot. Oh my. Bullseye for Team Poland to save the leg. No, it's also one hole high. Every time Kaja joins a chat, whoever she cheers for goes into despair. Oh my goodness. Look at the Norse. I can't believe it. But there, Gordecker calculated and collects for a 2-1 lead. And now Poland needs to take 2 off the spin. Oh my goodness. Look at that crowd go. Hold on a second. Let's take a look. Look at all that nonsense going on out there. There's so much happening. Look at them go. They are cheering. They are raring. They are excited to be watching the darts. So are we. Let's get right back into it here. Poland will get the start in this leg. They need this leg to send it to a last leg decider. $76 on the end. Solid opening. Oh, but Norway does not get in. This means that Poland has another chance early to make the pressure be felt. This could be big. And it is going to be big. Beautiful shot on the open. Good 1-3-6 in response to the 1-3-2, though. Back and forth battle. This is such an interesting moment. Johansson with an opportunity to try to start saving this top scoreline. The Norse don't want this to go the distance. 82, but it's a slow start on that top side. The Polish team need to press the advantage. They need to collect on some great darts. They need to find the bull. There's a hat trick there. He scored his line. And the 309 get brought down to a 159 is now the question. No finish can be left here for Norway on this visit. or their necks for that matter. They need to calm down their adrenaline. The crowd, you can see, is tapered down a little bit. I say a little bit. There, you can still see them yelling. They're just not dancing. And the Polish team has done a great job of staying collected despite this. Oh, but look at this shot. Oh, the flight came off the dart, it seemed. I wonder if that affected her, if it just hit at a funny angle. It looked like it was going to be a bull for a second. Maybe you just call it wishful thinking. Well, and there's the first finish. Let's by the Polish contingent. It's going to be 100. It's a good leave as well. Ram Guevara Jr. saying, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" Well, that's actually the next round, as Team Spain will be playing in that next one. You're a little against Team Netherlands, so you're a little early, Ram. Right now, we're speaking Polish. We're speaking Norse. Look at that shot there from Cord Decker. But the effort might be for not, just because a couple bulls here make sure that 305 is going to freeze the 98s. Two bulls on the grab, 186 combined. Meaning even if Johansson hits a 180, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. Ram, I'm in Florida. I'm commentating remotely. You think they can afford to send me to Spain? I wish. Oh, there's the bull to go to a last leg decider. Team Poland misses the double, but is enough to make sure this 98 can't go. Yeah, just bringing it all the way down. Can hit 35. So just fighting 33 to leave 4 should be the shot. So 11. Does hit that. But you got to imagine this is going to a last leg decider. Bullseye needed. Bullseye found. It is now going to a last leg decider here to decide who will move on to the finals against either Spain or the Netherlands. This is exciting stuff, folks. This is exactly what we came to see. The ladies are going to go for a diddle. We're going to see who's closest to the middle. They're singing. They are chanting back there. And drops the diddle. Team Norway in some trouble potentially. Team Poland does enough to get the start. Someone asked about the favorite team in this. I can tell you, out of the remaining 4 teams, it's hard to pick a favorite. They have all did really well in their round robin stage. I'm going to lean naturally towards Team Spain just because they won it last year, though. And there was this year, I believe, 10 total teams that participated for these countries. 4 made it out of the round robins, just for the record there. I did see one more question as we're getting to this last leg decider. Last one is going to be who was on Team USA. That's Brandon Kessler, George Daniels, Lucas Brandt, Melissa Dahlmeyer, Nick West, and Tanya Bishop. That was Team USA. They are eliminated, though. Last leg decider, who moves to the finals? Poland or Norway? Norse struggles continue. No luck on the end. That last there was a gnarly deflection at that. See the deep breath. The Polish contingent, no, they've taken the momentum. They've sapped it from the Norway players. Look at the crowd. They're still chanting. They're still cheering on their Norse friends. I don't know. It might be adding more pressure to the situation. It's hard to tell. I've never had this lively of a crowd behind me. I played in front of a couple of crowds, never one quite this lively. 94 in the end. It's not a bad end, but the fact that the 501 isn't in the A score line, I should say, makes us feel a little bit more dangerous. Looks like there might be someone particularly lively in the crowd getting the attention of the players. Oh, might be. Actually, there could be confusion on the order here. Looks like there's a little bit of a debate happening. See, they're just confirming everything with the order, it looks like. Whoa! Something's going on over there. See the staff getting into the mix here. Looks like we're good to go again. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Well, we are back and better than ever. As you can see, right where we left off, he threw the first bull, then just threw the other two right there. And if you're curious what happened in the middle, we don't talk about it. And we are back in the action here. So my name is XXXI. This is the last leg decider. This is the C who moves on to the finals for a chance at going to Chicago. So the battle continues on. The fight continues on. Polish team did still manage to hit a hat trick out of that turn despite a break after one dart. But it's up to Team Norway now to make up for some of the lost ground. Finds the bull, needs to find another. Does find another to get the bottom score lines pretty much a little, I would say chalk just because of the position of going second. But right now, that A score line for Poland is looking rather tough in this moment. Can the finish get left? Bull does not leave a finish. 163 is a bogey. Would have preferred a step off on that dart just to confirm this. But right now, it's also a little bit about getting low because of this 454, right? You could potentially set up a freezing scenario, and that hat trick does help the Norse quite a lot. Mike and Steven asking for updates on what happened during that break. Well, it was a commercial break. We're a free streaming service, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Happy to have you along here. We're here for the darts, folks. Sometimes the antics, but not those kind of antics. Gordecker up to the line now. Trying to leave a finish, won't be able to do so. And that's going to be an opening right here. Oh, but this is going to be serious pressure from the Poles. Gets all the way down to 24. Was trying to leave 50, but it's going to be happy accident there with that 139. Jeremiah Millar said, "You have a responsibility to keep us informed. I'm in Florida. I don't speak Polish or Norse or Spanish." And there was no audio in there, and it was just a bunch of people in front of a board kind of yelling. That's really what you guys missed. Jokes aside, though, we will have to take a break after this match here to see what's going on with the rest of our international bracket, see what we can do. Because we will still be getting that finals. Should be in play here for us. It's down to 105. 24, though, has an opportunity, and 187 obviously cannot go. Team Poland to move to the finals. 24 points away and gets it there. Team Norway does get defeated. And guys, we'll go ahead and take another commercial break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to our coverage here of BullShooter Europe 2025 XXXI. My name is Nick. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys more coverage of some great darts. This is our other semifinal matchup here in our national knockout round to see who gets to the final and a chance to go to the Chicago World Challenge of Champions. We got Team Spain trying to lay on the pain and Team Netherlands trying to continue to do what they do. This would be a good matchup, all things considered. It's going to be 4 people, 2 per score. Lady must start for the team on that A score line and diddle. Best of 5, double in, double out, fat bull, and you can bull out. That's your format that we're going to be seeing here. Freeze rule also in effect. Good call out there from Gabriel in the comments. So looking forward to seeing this one. I'm going to go through and read out the names for these individual teams. Pronunciation warning here. I'm about to butcher it. We have right here for Team Spain, David Ruiz Batista, Javier Monrero Barrasso, Maria Carmen Evora Geiner, Martin Marti Santa Maria, and Ricardo Fernandez Carballo. I hope so. And for Team Netherlands here, that's going to be Jan de Viet and Michael Verberg, Raymond Hoek, and Stefan de Witt. That is going to be of your Netherlands team there. Here we go. Looks like so far, Netherlands team coming out strong. Again, Team Spain won this last year. So it's important to note that they're trying to go for back-to-back titles. Of course, the teams rotate out which players are on and off, but regardless, they really want to go ahead and try to get another one on the board. Martin Marty has been struggling, though, throughout this week. We've seen the Netherlands in their round robin were near perfect. A 2-1 win over Poland and then 3-0 wins through the rest of the way against Denmark, Switzerland, and Germany. That's a good hat trick there for the Netherlands team. Team Spain did have a little bit of troubles there. They had a 2-1 win and then a 3-0 win. And then they actually lost to Norway 2-1 before beating USA 2-1. Winner of these this matchup will play Team Poland in that final. Good low ton. Doesn't leave a finish, but it's still well out in front. Two bulls and a decent fallout, though, keeps them in range, considering that right now Team Netherlands is not on a finish. Good low ton there, though. Continues to put on the pressure. 4-3-7 way behind Javi. Going to have to hit a big shot here. Try to get things back into range. Even a hat trick wouldn't have felt like enough. Low ton definitely not going to be quite enough. Now the freeze is coming into play potentially. Even though 2-5-1 isn't even on a finish. And he is a good lead for the return. Marty gonna try to make sure to leave a finish just in case. It is a finish, but it's not going to be the most ideal as he intended. Might not even matter though. Again, 3-2-2, well back. A good low ton here puts a lot of pressure on this freeze. Last one gets away just a little bit. But 210 combined, going to be in a pretty good spot. Not much can be done even with a hat trick here, and it's not going to be a hat trick. It's only going to be one bull. 135 won't have a chance. 98 and 112 will. So Netherlands looking strong for leg number 1. Team Spain coming out of the gates a little bit slow, but Again, it's a loser start format, so you're not too stressed about it yet. $112 now, an opportunity for the Netherlands. 12 for Bull. Bull's the dart. Bull is not hit. It looked good, but just caught low. 252. Since it's not on the finish, though, there is no danger here. A perfect round still wouldn't be enough. Still a good hat trick, but you have to fade a lot more darts at doubles. And the first one on the top score line does go in. Double 8 found. Netherlands up 1-0. Team Spain will get the darts here. And they didn't look quite settled, but they definitely looked like they started picking up towards the end of that leg. Maybe that's a good sign for him here. Take the settle leg. Reminiscent of the Polish team who won their first leg, dropped 2, and then came all the way back. Or Spain going to be the hometown favorites here for many. This is in Salou, Spain. It's like just south of Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. At the Hotel Best Cap Salou, which is really a very nice resort. Bobby hits a 140 in. He loves giving some celebration on these 140 ends as well. I'll tell you that much. Oh, but this is a good shot here from Marty, who does find a hat trick. It's a good find there. It continues to try to get some rallying cries going. Good back and forth battle still continues on, but with the 501 being so far behind, you'd have to imagine, considering the 341 is already frozen. So this is a very dangerous position to find yourself in if you're Team Netherlands for this leg. So Espana had to try to leave the first finish. Not going to be able to do so on the A score line. But we'll still have an opportunity again at the B score line. 150 doesn't leave an out. I think you do shoot a 180 here, right? Like, she didn't take the switch, and she is going to hit a good round here and does find a hat trick. So it's a great shot. But just look at where the score lines are at. 403 is likely to be frozen again even before you get shot at 191. But the best thing you could have hoped for is if you hit a 180 to lead the 161 and an error from Espana. That would be the only route that you could do to try to win this leg. I don't think a hat trick is one of those routes, despite it being a good shot. Because now we're at, what, 300 combined? 306? Which means you have to be averaging 150 points a turn to try to get out of this. And even then, it might not be enough. It's a good hat trick. 181 just needs to get brought on down. Hat trick to leave 31. I don't even think I consider much else with my other scoreline on 125. Martine finds for the first bull and the second. Is he going to stay? Is he getting frisky? He did move. I think you need more points there just in case. Continue to pressure the 253. See if it's actually costly or not. It might not be too costly. 118, leaving it a little high. Spain looking very strong on this leg. No, doesn't even leave a finish. He had to leave a finisher. That's the only way 118 has a chance, right? So the 118 gets brought all the way down. I should say Netherlands has a chance in this leg. Now both sides are frozen of the same ball. Double 8 is the dart here for Team Spain to get leg on the board. Doesn't go yet, but isn't worried about it. Alan saying, who won the fight? Well, clearly not the viewers. I was too quick to cut away from the camera. But in honest answer, I have no idea, guys. I'm in Florida. I'm just here to look at the screen and say funny things, occasionally click a button. Double top is the shot here. Javi with the darts. Right man to have this opportunity, you would imagine. Drops it well low. Inside. But see, the 189 is not a finish. If this B score line was set up with a finish from the last turn, it would have had a chance here. Well, it wouldn't have because the 105 didn't get brought down, but it could have had a chance here. Now you're going to ask for 3 missed starts at 16 for a chance. And it's not even going to be a chance at the 105. Still frozen. Ice, baby. Oh, there's a win, though, for Spain on the board. 1-1 in this matchup. It is a close dogfight, it seems. Definitely a little bit of a slowdown in that league overall compared to the standard we saw in league number 1. Will that remain the case? Will it remain chalk? Will it be every other? How's it going to go, folks? Well, that's some struggles there from Spain that was reminiscent to Netherlands and last league. Considering the facts, looks like going second is just a death sentence in this. Looks off to the side and gives a big celebration despite it being an ADN. But again, knowing how impactful it is, knowing that one of the scorelines struggled to get in and that you can potentially get a lot of points on the board very fast. Javi knows that he has to find some in. Oh no, still having double trouble. He doesn't get in either. This happened in the very last leg for Netherlands. It's going second in this format. Solid 88 on the turn, but unfortunately, because it's on the second round, not the first, it doesn't feel as impactful as it was. That's a good hat trick. The Netherlands continue to fight in this moment. Team Spain is looking down the barrel of a 2-1 deficit. .304 can be absolutely feel the pressure here. We've seen her hit a hat trick already. Look at the movement in the dart in her hand as she draws it back. You can see the dart definitely in the, she kind of tenses her fingers or moves it a little bit. It's very interesting. .271, continue to put the pressure on. The fact that the B score line for the Spanish team here is back that far, you know that you can continue to do what was just done in the last one. Make the pain be felt. All you're going to do is best to try to answer right back with a hat trick. It's all you can do. It's ahead of the A score line despite taking a little bit longer to get in. Netherlands looking real strong in this leg. It's just about that going first mentality, it seems. That's 3 hat tricks in a row. They get 4. They continue on. Fortunately, it was just too much work for the Spaniards to do in this leg, despite hitting the rally moment here. 121 has a chance for a 2-1 advantage. Can't go now. Does he stay for 2? He did stay for 2, but goes high into the 1. Gotta leave it out here on the speed score line. Hope the 87 and 51 misses, and hope your 187 gets brought all the way down. Have to be finished. Good thing they slowed down. Bull would not have left the finish. Good switch to the top. That's a great recovery there of what was almost a big error. $20 for Bull. 19 to leave the Bull. Did aim at the trip 19. I think that's smart to aim at the trip in that scenario. Just because right now, I'm telling her hit a 180. She has to make sure the 156 gets a chance, or else this leg is still going to be for naught. 2 bulls does help. Needs to get to 23 or less to freeze the 156. So just go for the out like normal. I think it's smarter than the 1 for bull in this given instance. You can see the head shake from the Netherlands, but I have to agree with it. Harder to bust this way. And does go. Good shot. There is Netherlands are now up 2-1 against the defending champions of Team Spain. Team Spain needs to find their rally moment here to send this to a last leg decider. They want to have a chance to go to the finals again to defend their title. If not, it'll be Team Netherlands going up against Team Poland. Oh, you can see that crowd getting rowdy again. And if you've been watching this stream, you know nothing can go wrong when a crowd's rowdy in a last leg decider or to get to a last leg decider. Everything's always been fine. All is forgiven for Team Spain. Let off the hook after not getting in. Netherlands followed the same suit. So it's going to be a battle of the B score lines. Avi's been struggling with his ends as well. Oh, there's no way. He fails again as well. That's now 9 missed darts to get in. I think they just realized they need to hit the button real quick. There you go. Avi apologizes for that. Says that was my mistake. At least I presume. Oh my. That is now all of a sudden 12 missed darts. The first round was warm-ups in this leg. The pressure is being felt. The crowd is having an effect. Marty gets an opportunity now. Does get in. Points will start to get scored now. This is no longer a gentleman or gentlewomanly game. It is a game of blood and darts as 138 is hit by Marty. Good answer right back. Wasting no time. Back to back perfect ends, relatively speaking. Perfect for what they were aiming. And there's the other scoreline in for Spain. All players in over there. The Netherlands need to do the same. Oh no, they can't afford this. They can't afford it. Why? And this is why I will die on this hill. If you were struggling on the end, or it's round number 2 and you're taking a swing, you need to switch your double. You need to play for a vertical miss. Those darts were dropping low on the 20, not left and right. If you were shooting that same dart at the 8, the 11, the 14, the 13, the 6, the 10, somewhere on those sides, you would have probably gotten in. This is the type of stuff where it's more about the fact that the getting in enables you and the person sharing your scoreline to score. In a freeze format, that is crucial. And I think that's an error there from the Netherlands. Again, Spain had the same issue, but they hit it. It's not darts is always about what you hit. It makes you look like a genius. When you miss, it makes you look like the opposite thereof. Good shot there. Javi finds a hat trick. But you can see, unlike the big ends that we saw him celebrating earlier, these middle rounds, he typically tries to quell the nerves. He knows it's about getting in and getting out in a double-double format. Something I definitely think I like. Even though he shows it on his sleeve, he knows when to keep it calm. Now the Netherlands are in on both score lines, but is it too late for this leg? Will this be set to go to the last leg decider? People waving in the back at home. We see you. Hello. How's it going? Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting these players. Marty does find a hat trick. Leaves the 164, the first leg at a check to potentially force a last leg decider. Defending champions were on their ropes, finding a rally cry in this moment. All you got to do is find 2 bulls. You don't even need to leave a finish. You just need to support. Hat trick helps even more. Points up to the sky. 404. Error cannot be found. A winning plan for the Netherlands team in this situation. This is basically all but guaranteed to be a last leg decider unless something crazy happens. The problem is the B score line for the Netherlands needs 6 darts to get out. And there's 2 different finishes available already for Team Spain. That's a big ask. See the wins there. She really wanted to find a hat trick. Still great 101. It's more about that B score line taking you out from this position. There's not much you can do. There's very unlikely that the A score line gets them frozen. 19 for Bull. Bullseye. 119 checked. You can see Javi giving it some stuff. It's a last leg decider coming in hot right here. This is a great matchup. This is very competitive between the teams. I can't believe that we saw 12 missed darts at the end. I just certainly could not believe that. To do that at this point in this match, both teams not really capitalizing on the other's errors. And then all of a sudden, Team Spain really came to. Netherlands will be showing first on the Bull. Very important diddle. Looking for a little bit of a pep talk, it seems, from the coach. Got the pep talk. Coach is, I should say. Oh, but pulls it down and right. It's got to be careful. Oh, and she drops it even lower. Despair for Spain, potentially. The Netherlands get the start. Do they capitalize on the end? Needs to find a double. Doesn't get in on the first onslaught. Team Spain can take the darts and say they won the diddle. This is what darts is made of, folks. This is a high pressure last leg decider to get to the final. Again, going at the double 20, I have the same concerns. Going on to the side numbers, taking advantage of missing by going high and low. These are not things that we're seeing right now. We're seeing going for glory. But when you go for glory and miss, it's anything but. The Netherlands now have the advantage back. They get in immediately. You can see that reaction because they know how nervy the ends have been. Looking for a 130 in, hits a 130 in. Woo! Giving some stuff. And Javi paying no mind. He knows what he has to do. I don't even think that was intentionally directed towards him, but it looked like it in that moment. Javi is only focused on finding this double and finding some bulls. There's the double. There's the bull. How about the 140 to answer the 130? And he's looking right back at him. He said, you looked at my face, I look at yours. I think they're kind of having a little bit of a laugh about it back over there. Yeah, they're having fun with it. They're having fun with it over there. And there's a 140 in, better late than never. Oh my goodness. We got something going. Martin Marty needs to follow this trend. Needs to try to find a 10 plus in as well. And another! Look at this! Great performance all around and chalk scores, which means that Netherlands have the advantage for going first in their hands. But man, oh man, this is an intense last leg decider, folks. This is why we're here. 2 bulls around from here on out needs to be where your mind is at. The work is still to be done. Unfortunate deflection on the second still turns into a low ton. I'm losing my voice watching these guys. Oh, what a hat trick there. The Netherlands really rallying, starting to pull ahead just a little bit. Oh, this is so intense. And this is pressure on Spain. Oh, this is pressure on Spain. They missed the bull on all three. And all of a sudden, you feel like the momentum is certainly in the direction of the Netherlands now. It was tipping the scales, as now the scales have been tipped. And they finished the weigh-in. And a hat trick hit, another fiery celebration. And Javi paying no mind. And even his team saying, all right, calm it down, as they give a shoe right over there. This will be right back. He gets a little shrug. Everyone's getting fired up right now. This is intense. This is your country. This is your pride on the line. But the 3-3-1 might just be too much work to do. Even Marty coming up on the line next. Well, 147 gives you an opportunity. I think a hat trick is enough. I don't think that he pushed enough to force a 180 from Martin. So Martin, play for the hat trick here. Leave the 181. It might just be enough. It's a hat trick. You can see him give a little shrug of the head. It's going to be close, though. I mean, and now that I think, look at this a little bit more closely, it's likely that 103 might still get frozen. Might not even matter. Bullseye for the Netherlands. Bullseye hits! Team Netherlands defeat the previous champions of Team Spain and go on to play Team Poland in the final. Man, I am losing my voice. You guys are giving me some crazy stuff going on over there. Some crazy, crazy stuff indeed. Oh, you can see how much it means to him, and Team Spain and a little bit of despair. But look, there's all the love. They were giving some stuff to each other, but they were having some fun with it at the end of the day. And you got to feel for Team Spain. They really wanted it, but Netherlands just wanted it a little bit more today, it seems. And they will move on to play Team Poland in that final. Guys, I need a cough drop. I'm going to get ready here for that finals match, and we'll be ready in just a moment's time. They are celebrating now, but don't celebrate too much. You have to win to get that trip to Chicago. It ain't over yet. We'll be right back for the finals of the national teams event. Welcome back, everybody, to the finals here of the national team event. We have Team Poland and Team Netherlands. One more match to decide who goes to Chicago, who gets that trip to the World Challenge of Champions, and who gets to say that they were the best of the 10 countries today. This will be a great matchup, and I'm looking forward to seeing it right here on our dartboard. My name is making sure to bring you coverage of this one, so strap in and stay tuned, folks. This will be a great matchup here from Salou, Spain, for the BullShooter Europe XXXI Championships. Team Netherlands had a little bit of a slow start on the end. We've seen the similar woes in this last matchup. We're going to have to see what happens here. This will be a nervy affair. These teams know it's an all or nothing matchup. Everything with this nationals team event is all to get one team to get the big trip. So that's going to be a big pressure moment, right? It's going to be something that weighs on your mind. You know that you have to do your part, and you're one of 4 other people, or maybe even 6 other people if you count the coaches on the side, that are here supporting your team, leading the charge, but you have to do your part. This is some very interesting inverse struggles here. The A score line for the Netherlands struggling, the B score line for the Polish team struggling. But there's a big hat trick there from the Netherlands. You see the frustration still struggling in on the score line. It was 8 missed starts before it finally got in, but it is in nonetheless. 413 isn't too far in front, so it can still get caught up and settled into place. Let's talk a little bit here about our teams. I'm going to do the favorite segment of everybody watching, which is I struggle to pronounce names, especially Polish names. I'm going to read through everyone's names. Just know I tried my best, and when you watch this back, if you're Polish or you're from the Netherlands, please take it easy on me. Representing Team Poland is going to be Iwa Janowicz, Joanna Kubowicz, Krzysztof Lauer, Lukas Rubak, Thomas Mikulski, and Wojciech Pasinki. And then on the other side here for Team Netherlands, John de Witt, Michael Verbeek, Raymond Hoek, and Stefan de Witt on these 2 teams representing their countries. Some hat tricks being hit, some big shots being found, but this A scoreline for the Netherlands completely off the margins. It's effectively as if they lost the diddle, and that dart pretty much confirms it, as the freeze for the 121 is now guaranteed, barring a complete miss on this turn, I should say. Which means the Polish team looking likely to take leg at number 1 here. And I'll be honest, I think that overall Team Poland, they showed some very promising stuff. I'm leaning slightly towards Poland in like a 3-2 win. But really, either one of these teams has the ability to take it. It's about the struggles. And we just saw more struggles from the Netherlands on getting in than we saw from the Polish team. Had to leave a finish on that last start to try to continue to add pressure, but I say had to is relative. 430 just nowhere in range. You just want to take some pressure off the 72, make it easy to shoot, but 72 should still be easy enough, you would think. We've seen her take out a couple good shots here for the Poles. 1 for Bull. Oh, 16 to leave double 16. You don't need to worry about the freeze yet. 8 to leave double top is also fine. You're going to take that one and shred. Seems like the Netherlands there was asking for them to hit the button for them. Well, interesting. Oh, there's a little bit of a let off. Again, no matter what, even if a 180's hit, it's not enough to make the difference in this given moment. A good hat trick. It's all about getting spilled in this leg. It's all about finding your stride again. Double top does go. Team Poland gets leg number 1 on the board. Folks, right now, drop a flag. Netherlands or Poland, drop a flag right now. Flag emoji. See who you're cheering for. The Netherlands will get the start of this leg and looking for some redemption as they struggle to get in on the last. No struggles this time. 138 on the end there. Great shot. Oh, she didn't go for the double in first. Looks like they have a referee right there. They're just going to go ahead. She shot the wrong dart. From my understanding, I'm not there, but technically what should happen is that, oh, she shot the first. I didn't even see the first dart because of the lag. Did she shoot the first? Oh, no. This is going to be a little bit of a dispute now. I thought she threw the first dart of the ball. I didn't realize that there was a dart in the 8 that she threw before it turned over. The dart should probably not count. We're going to unthrow the bull, looks like, and you should only have 1 dart left to throw. Uh-oh. Let's see what ends up happening here. Another confusing moment. Unintentional nonetheless. Breaking the action. Should be a pretty quick fix, all things considered. Looks like they're having a call real quick. Not exactly sure. So we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. You guys know the drill. I think they're confirming that. Yeah, we're just going to give them a quick second. We'll be right back, folks. Don't worry, folks. I am still here. Was waiting on confirming of the exact ruling and what took place in there before jumping back on, because I know you had a bunch of questions about what just happened at the end of the leg. I know I did. But real quick, looking at what we're looking at here, it is 1-1 in this matchup. Team Poland at 178 can hit a big shot here. The freeze is already on. 7 can't get shot. See Poland taking advantage of this opportunity. It's a hat trick. Looking to the side the whole time. Very interesting. It's still a good shot. 7 can't go. Can only get brought on down. And then 8 will have an opportunity. But Team Poland here should win this leg. So while this leg is finishing here, let's go and explain what just happened. We saw there from Team Poland that, well, it was some struggles, right? We saw what was an interesting scenario because of the fact that Iwa or Joanna, I'm not sure which one is her, just because the Polish have multiple people on their team. But the lady that went up to shoot, when she went up to take her shot, she shot the 8-8 and it stuck. But it was before the game transitioned over. If you throw any darts before the remove dart screen goes away, it does not count. And then hit a bull immediately thereafter. When you hit a bull, the rule states that you have, if you start off with a bull in this double format, it's an automatic forfeit of leg. Now, on one hand, you might say it's a bit harsh, and it was US. So thank you for that. To me, I appreciate you clarifying. So when that does happen, my gut instinct was, oh, we'll just back off the 50 points and go ahead and she gets one dart left in her throw. But what ended up happening was the Polish team were the first ones to say, hey, we messed up. We lost the leg. So that was actually some great sportsmanship there from Team Poland. And that's why they're getting all settled back in. That's why it took a little bit of time because of the actual leg forfeiture rather than just reversing the darts, which is what I thought was going to happen. Again, I'm not a BullShooter Europe expert. They bring me in to bring some commentary here. And now we're going to get back to it here as Team Poland up 2-1, despite forfeiting a leg. Team Netherlands going to need to get the win in this leg to send to a last leg decider. Winning team goes to Chicago. That is the situation. That is where we're at in this matchup. Another bull needed. Another bull found. Good hat trick there from the Netherlands. That crowd is rowdy back there. You can definitely tell it's a little bit of one-way traffic. The Polish team playing against the crowd. Again, still looking to the side and shaking his head. I wonder if there's someone there or something there that's kind of catching his attention. For the most part, it seems to be kind of feeding into his starts performing better. Another bull could help a lot just because you want to make sure not to freeze. You have the 310 going first, so it's just about chalk with the A score lines. You need to utilize your going first advantage. You need to send this to a last leg decider if you're the Netherlands. The Polish team won't do anything but a last leg decider. And all these teams want nothing, no more drama. They just want to keep throwing darts. $32 points there. A little bit of a slowdown. Z will have an opportunity to push out in front. Needs to find at least one bull to help the cause, but keeps it basically chalk upstairs. This is where it gets interesting too on the bottom side, right? The Netherlands back at 357. Even if you hit a low ton, you're still giving up ground. Poland still might be the first ones out of finish. And that's another misstep. Only one bull. This could be a big shot here. The Polish team can be the first ones out of finish going on the second score line and after forfeiting a leg. This is a big shot. What a big hat trick there. And you can see the stunned audience. Netherlands fans in a little bit of shambles, it seems. But it's not over yet. I think they're well aware of that fact. We've seen some crazy things happen. Well, let's be honest. We've seen a bunch of crazy things happen in this national team event. Good shot there from the Netherlands. Big hat trick. This is where the freeze can potentially come into play. This is where the pressure can come into play. Still looking to the side, still smirking. I don't even think there's anybody over there. I don't think, at least. Finds a low ton. 283. You need to bring this down. You need to find a hat trick. At least a low ton to keep it chalk with the A score line to prevent the 128 from freezing. Big hat trick is found. 117. What a shot this could be. 17. Bullseye. Poland wins it there. Stops the Netherlands in their track. And that's a 3-1 win in this matchup, folks. That is a great win. Nonetheless, Team Poland is going to Chicago. And you can see them on the side. There they are. They were over on the side. And they are singing. They are chanting. And Team Netherlands gets knocked out, falling just shy there at the very, very end. I think they were asking. Yeah, I think he was asking him, hey, what was distracting you over there? And you can see they're having a little bit of a chat. Spilled beer on the side. There is chaos happening in this building. I don't even know what's happening here. You were, you know what? Let's talk some positives and some negatives of the today. Positives. We got to see some really big checkouts, some clutch moments. We got to see a little bit of negatives for the heartbreak from Team USA, as they could have potentially snuck in over Spain if they won. They fell short. We saw some big checkouts. We saw some clutch moments. We saw some big national pride, and we saw sometimes a little too much national pride and some altercations at the line. But what we did have is a lot of fun, a lot of memories made, and we will be seeing Team Poland in Chicago just under a month from now. So very cool stuff to see. And you can see a lot of respect between these opponents here. And you can see they're still celebrating for the Polskas. But folks, tomorrow we will be live for more coverage of BullShooter Europe XXXI. Should be starting roughly around 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for the seat match and try to finish out the top bracket. And then afterwards, we'll take a break and then cover the mixed bracket. And then 8:30 a.m., give or take, on Sunday, we will be covering that pro bracket. Folks, my name's Nick Sure. I hope you've been enjoying the coverage. I've been enjoying every bit of this, good, bad, and ugly, and hope to see you guys tomorrow for our live stream. One more time, if you're in the comments right now, drop a bunch of flags. Let us know that you're still here. Thank you all again for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.